This podcast is a production of UBT Media. The Keeping It Classic podcast is brought to you by Sweet Patina, where you can get your patina care products and professional level paint products all in one place at sweetpatina.com. And by Auto Metal Direct, where you can get all your sheet metal for your classic car or truck, interior parts, and other goodies at autometaldirect.com. More than metal.
I did branch out and go for cucumber one week and felt a little weird.
Dude, I'm right back on the vitamin E and peppermint.
Oh, yeah.
Is this the OG?
I think that's the original. Isn't
Yeah.
it?
I mean, it is.
That's where I'm living.
I love it.
Brother, come on.
Yeah, gotta have it.
I even had a fresh one. I told him I was like, it's a new jar. It's like a.
Yeah, you can, man. Go.
Yeah, it's like a new jar of peanut butter when you first open it. I'm like,
we probably got a new one in here somewhere. We could just let you borrow.
Yeah.
You don't even have to. You could just, you know,
just give it back.
You just give it back when you're done. We'll still use it.
I'm just talking about Evie.
Yeah. Sarah won't. The germaphobe in the room will not. Will not. Well, I'm super stoked you're here, man.
Dude, I'm so glad to be here.
Yeah, you're all set?
Yeah, I'm all set.
Yeah, me too, man. This is it's been something we've been working on for a minute.
It has, man.
Yeah.
It has.
I'm excited. So, Will Jones, country music artist, songwriter, just guitar player, guitar ripper, I'm going to say.
Come on.
Just a man that just loves music.
Shred is never dead.
Shred is never dead. Bluegrass isn't dead, and chicken picking ain't dead.
It ain't. We're keeping it alive,
You're
man.
keeping it alive. The cool thing about it, though, is that you are into all things classic. You're into old trucks. You're into old guitars. And that's really what I'm trying to communicate even more so outside of trucks on this podcast.
Yeah, man.
You know, highlighting those folks who are into things that are, you know, have a nostalgic feel, that are vintage, that are old. And you got it, man. You're wrapped up in it.
Ain't it funny how that happens? You know, it's like, man, old guitars, old trucks.
Yeah,
I like
man.
beat up jeans.
Yeah.
You know, I like denim. I like old things.
Yeah.
And I like preserving old stuff. I think that's where it all comes from, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Old guitars, man. It's like you got an old Martin or an old Gibson or whatever. We'll get into that whole thing too.
Yeah.
But it's like, man, it's got so much life left to live, dude. Like, get it out on the road, put it on stage, get it out from under your grandpa's bed, man. Like, play that thing, you know.
Keep it going.
Old truck, same way, dude.
For sure. Well, let's just talk about that right off the top.
All right.
Your daily driver that I've come to realize.
Yep.
So we've been communicating on Instagram for a while. I've been following your journey. You've had some exciting stuff happening in your musical career lately. I know you've been hitting it hard since you were a young man. We'll talk about all that. But the thing that got my attention is that you were parked in this old truck out in front of the Gibson garage recently. We'd already talked about you coming on the podcast.
Yeah,
I knew about all the things that you were into.
Yeah.
But it was really cool to see that. Tell me about this truck.
All right, so I've got a 1996 F-150, 4x4, two-tones, gold and white.
And we call that an OBS Ford, even though there's an OBS
Ford.
Chevy.
That's right.
There's an OBS
Making
Ford
sure
also.
That's correct. We also claim some of the OBS language.
Yes, for sure.
But
As you
a
should.
96, it's got just a regular old 302
Yeah.
out of a late 95 in it. And it's my daily driver, dude.
Yeah.
I drive it to town. I drive it everywhere. It's literally my vehicle that I drive.
Automatic,
Extended
cab,
That's
and
right.
it's fully pawpawed.
It's a pawpaw truck.
I think that's my favorite part of it because it is. What do you know what the colors are?
I don't even remember I looked it up one time on what that gold color is, but it's primarily gold with a white stripe.
Yeah, so it's gold primary, white on the secondary, which is right in the center.
That's right.
And it just has the look.
It does, man. It's a pawpaw truck.
Yeah.
I mean, it's four-wheel drive.
Yeah.
You know, it'll do the thing. Got some ATs on it. But I kind of made the decision whenever I was starting to fix this truck up as my daily driver, and I remember when I drove it home, I bought it off my buddy Glenn out in Mount Juliet. He's got a field full of these old trucks, and he brought it in from Mississippi, and he called me one day, and he knew I was looking around for an old truck. And I was like, like a 90s truck, that'd be cool to jump into because the OBS craze is wild right now.
Yeah. And you still, in the 90s, get creature comforts.
100%.
It's not, you're not driving a 6772 tin can down the road.
That's right.
Which I love.
100%.
But
But you still got fuel injection. You still got
you can have
automatic
power windows if you need
power windows
them.
and that thing, like cruise control.
Yeah. Yeah, might even get an airbag in there somewhere.
Maybe.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
Maybe.
I actually don't even know what year those come in.
I don't either.
I have no idea.
I think it might have some in there.
Yeah. But we don't need that. We just maybe need the AC and the cruise control.
That's right. AC currently out on that thing.
Of course it is.
That might be a step up this year.
You got a Nashville summer coming ahead. You might want to get that taken care of.
Probably going to go ahead and replace the AC system in it and charge it on down.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my daily driver, man. And, I brought it home and it was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Like it was pretty beat up. But
was it really?
Yeah.
So tell me so how long have you owned it?
About a year.
About a year.
I've covered quite a bit of ground in a year.
So when you went and got it from your buddy, what was it, running driving?
It was running driving, but like really rough.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, but I could tell like the way it was running. I was like, okay, like they've dove under this thing and like they just got some some wackiness going on. Yeah. So I was like, all right, I want to drive it. So I drove it and I was like, all right, let's figure this out. So I go back and make him an offer and I got a really good deal in it. And I was like, it's 4-wheel drive, it's clean, it's like no rust.
Yeah.
I was like, I can work with this, and I knew what the motor was. It had like 140,000 on it, but like seemed pretty tight for just a 5.0 302.
That's
and I was
low
like,
mileage. That ought to run forever.
Yeah, I was like, all right, we can figure this out. And so like I immediately like open the hood when I get it home, and I mean it looks bad. Like the tires are like half flat, and it's like my wife comes out and she's like, "This is the truck."
Boy, I've been there.
She's like, "This is the old truck that you wanted." I was like, "It's perfect,"
yes.
Or whatever.
Trust me, it'll be great.
Yeah. I can see it.
Yeah,
and
you're gonna put our daughters in this?
Yeah, right, exactly. And so I like open the hood, and like the first thing I see is like one of the hoses coming from the EGR tube that was completely rusted in two.
Yep.
Like going through the sensor was like unplugged.
Yep.
And I was like, okay, let's just start.
That's a good place to start. That can fix a lot of problems.
100%.
Getting the EGR back right.
That's exactly right, man. And so yeah, I immediately just started like going to town on that thing.
But paint body wise,
nothing, dude. I mean, some dent work, a little bit of body work that I've done, and I mean, I've treated this thing like a backyard project. And this is what's cool, man. And this is everybody who gets like old trucks. It's kind of like guitars, man. Like just dive into it.
Yep.
Like if you want to get into trucks, the best way to do it is to go find a fairly clean or whatever deal you can get old truck and just start turning wrenches.
Yeah, buy the best thing you can afford and get after it.
And just start getting in there, man.
Yeah.
And like ripping bolts off, and you're gonna, the whole nine.
Yep. You're gonna break something. You're probably gonna mess
get
something
like 5
up.
cases of PB Blaster and just start.
Have at it.
So I did, and I mean, even the body stuff that I've been doing, I'm talking like glue, PDR, like just pulling a few dents out. And stuff like that. But it's pretty clean, man. It looks pretty good.
I can't get over. I was actually looking at it,
and it's
again
funny
how
far good old fashioned elbow grease goes, man.
100%.
Like degreaser and some like really good cleaning and some waxing.
Yes.
And I've even like left the pinstripes are kind of like jacked and stuff on it, and I'm like, I might like eventually try to do like new pinstripes and side molding and stuff, but I kind of like it a little bit.
Me too.
30-year-old truck.
The thing is, like, patina may not apply as. Do you know if it's original paint?
Yeah, it's original paint.
Okay, so I probably would apply the term patina to this. Like,
although when I think patina, I mostly think like
got a little surface rust, got a little primer shining through.
And you have to get like into like the the 80s, early 80s, like when they start really like
But
your K20.
This seems to have that look. Like it's got a little bit of that weathered but not abused kind of look.
For sure.
And I don't know, man, I probably wouldn't change any of it. That's I mean, I'll drive around and something looks rough though.
Same, I will too. I mean,
really will.
But when you grow up the way we did too, like I think we always had like old farm truck laying around that was a long bed, 2-wheel drive, single cab square body. That we had one, man, that was like early 80s or somewhere in there. I can't remember what year it was, Silverado. And dude, long bed, single cab, 2-wheel drive. Yeah. Like all the shocks were so bad that like when you drove through a hayfield, it was kind of perfect. Yeah. Because it would just kind of like
just flow like you're on a cloud.
Like Cadillac, baby.
Yes.
And so you grow up in those, and it had like weeds growing up in floorboards and stuff. And
well, let's talk about that. You're in Nashville now, so we'll go ahead and get that cat out of the bag. But you didn't grow up in Nashville.
No.
Where did you grow up?
Yeah, I grew up out in the southwestern part of Virginia in a little farm community called Cana. That sits right against the foot of the mountains there in the Blue Ridge Mountains, and it sits right on the state line of North Carolina. So the closest town to us was Mount Airy, North Carolina. And so if you went to, go get groceries and stuff, it's 15 minutes away.
Very cool.
Yeah, so
there's
that's where I grew up.
the one automotive tie to Mount Airy, even though you grew up in Virginia, but like you said, that's the closest town. Tick Performance, who makes our LS cams, is in Mount Airy, North Carolina.
Yeah, Mount Airy. And there's, there's a ton of automotive industry around that area, just from the southeast, but getting back into the NASCAR and racing and car days, and I mean we got a ton of people who fabricate and do all kinds of stuff around.
That's
there.
cool.
But,
were you into NASCAR just as a side?
Yeah, man. I mean, as anyone would be culturally growing up. I mean, we were all Earnhardt fans, and
totally,
the deal. Richard Petty and.
That's
and
cool.
All of that stuff. My grandpa was a huge NASCAR fan. My uncle.
Yeah, my uncle is too. Still is.
Yeah. I remember like when Earnhardt, Senior died. It was, I remember that day like vividly.
Yeah, wrecked the whole.
Wrecked
the whole country.
It did, man. And
sure.
I mean, NASCAR started changing a lot, regulations and.
Cars and personalities.
Correct.
And we can just say it all right.
That's right, man. And it was like, man,
things have changed.
It's changed, and I miss that old school like. Yeah. Those golden years and stuff, but yeah, man, love NASCAR. I mean, growing up where I grew up, everybody was into it.
Well, what all were you into growing up?
Man, I was into music.
Yeah,
I found it when I was really young, but I mean, I grew up on a pretty big piece of land, and I was a typical country kid, dude. I got off the school bus, changed my clothes, went to the public schools and. Played sports, but got home and changed my clothes when I was little and ran outside and was out in the woods until supper time, until Mama whistled. She could whistle real loud. Like,
do the finger in the mouth whistle.
Yeah, dude.
And, the one that you could hear probably
forever.
A mile away.
Yeah, man. And so, I mean, that was every day for me, just living out in the woods and being a little country kid, running wide open.
When did you first realize that music moved you or was going to be something special in your life?
Man, I was young. And, it's funny how, like, some people, I think it's just a luck thing, too, a lot of times, and it's also a God-given thing. But I was fortunate to, like, find my thing, which was music and guitars when I was really little. Yeah. And I was, like, 6, I think. And my dad had bought me a cassette tape player, which sounds like dinosaur now, but
I mean, I remember 8 tracks,
right? And so he bought me a cassette tape player for Christmas. My mom and dad did, and it had all these like colorful buttons on it and like a little microphone on the side, if you remember those. And it was kind of a toy.
Yeah.
And I didn't have any tape to play in it, and I was like, man, I'm trying to play with my new gig here.
Right.
And
like,
come
I'm
on,
trying to get going here.
Yeah. And my mom, who is the coolest. Yeah. She like went in my dad's like where he had his records and all that stuff, and she pulled out a cassette tape, and it was a J.D. Crowe in the New South cassette tape. And J.D. Crowe is a legendary bluegrass banjo player, and she like slipped me that tape. Was like, don't like mess it up, but like here you go.
Yeah, your dad really loves this.
Exactly.
Don't mess this up.
But go push play.
Yeah.
And so I did, and I was such a like looking back on it, I had to have been just a weird little kid, man. Because I went up and learned one of the songs on that cassette tape, and it was this old bluegrass song called "Crying Holy."
Yeah. Learning on a flat top, learning on a guitar.
I learned how to sing it.
Yeah. Oh, you learned how to sing it. Yeah.
And so, like being a parent now, I think about this story because it's funny.
Yeah.
And I was like 6, so I learned this song, and I come downstairs and I like wake my dad up, who's like asleep in the recliner, and I'm like, "Hey, man, I learned this song."
Yeah.
And he's like, what are you doing?
How do you even know this song?
Yeah. Why are you even here right now? And I just like sing the whole song to him.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Okay, this is cool." And so he went and got a guitar. My dad played around the house, and so we played, and that's kind of what kicked it off. He had a little guitar laying around. We started getting after it, man. And he's a good guitar player, and always kind of a hobbyist guitar player, but had like a regional bluegrass band. And was always into it. So yeah, that's how I got started, man.
That's so
when
cool.
I was like 6, 7 years old.
So the bluegrass part of it is really what you were introduced to first.
For sure, and really what I still am in a lot of ways. Because I mean, in that neck of the woods and down here too. I mean, but. Bluegrass was it, man.
Yeah.
I mean, hard driving bluegrass music. And so I was like a little bluegrass nerd. Yeah. I mean, I couldn't get enough of it. And it was, Bill Monroe and Flatt Scruggs and Larry Sparks and all these people. And then I was, I grew up around like Lonesome River Band and all these just like killer bluegrass groups. And of course was a Tony Rice student and nerd. I mean, he was my hero, as a guitar player. And so that's what I was doing, man. I was flat picking acoustic guitar my whole childhood, and then my sisters got into it. I got 4 sisters, and
you got 4 sisters.
Yeah, I got 4 sisters. I come from a pretty big family. I got 2 older sisters, and I'm a triplet with 2 of my sisters.
No kidding.
Yeah.
So you're not right in the middle, but
Right.
you're at the bottom and
at the bottom and kind of
and maybe the middle.
Yeah, exactly. But my two older
and you have
sisters,
4 or 5 mothers because you got 4
100%.
sisters and a mother.
Yeah,
so.
100%, and was the only boy.
Right, that's what I mean. Like, you didn't have a chance.
No, I did not have a chance, man. I was outnumbered. Still am, but
but a triplet. That's
but
cool.
a triplet, yeah, man. So a little fun fact there, and my 2 older sisters got into it, and they started playing mandolin and bass, and I was like, we got to start a band.
Oh yeah,
You know?
and the thing I always see is that people pick up the guitar first.
Yep.
So they're wanting to play mandolin and bass, and you're like, well, I want to play the guitar.
100%.
I don't even have to argue with anybody
100%.
about it. I just get to play it.
I'm a guitar guy.
Yeah.
And it was cool, man. And my dad and them, I mean, it was like such a healthy like way to come into music because, you know, I've been doing this a long time and I've seen the like, you know, you have to take lessons or like you have to practice or like I'm paying for this lesson, so you better be practicing. And it was not like that, like at all. Like I organically came to it. Dad always had guitars in the stand. He never had them off limits. Yeah. You know, be respectful and treat the guitars, you know, good. Don't just be dropping them and stuff.
Yeah, totally.
But otherwise, like, get your hands on them.
Yeah.
You know, and if you want to quit. I don't care. You know? And I was like, yeah, that's why I love it so much. So they started playing. And,
on you.
Yeah, no, not at all. Yeah, and we loved it. Like, we generally loved, like, play music together. Yeah. So that's what we did, man. We cut a few records together as a family. And
what was the name of that project?
It was the Cana Ramblers. Now, this is some bluegrass hillbilly stuff right here, okay? Because, man, every band in bluegrass, like Ramblers, perfect.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We were from Cana, so we were like, it's got to be the Cana Ramblers. Yes. So we did that, man, and cut some great music together and traveled, played festivals, and that's what I was doing on the weekends, man. So through all my adolescent years, I was playing sports and, you know, public schools and doing that whole side of things. And then I had this other world that was music. And on the weekends, I was like, I wasn't going to my buddy's house, man. It was like, no, man, like we're going to wherever. We
Kentucky
got a show to
or
play.
some other place in Virginia.
Yeah.
A lot of county fair type stuff.
Yeah, man. Fiddlers conventions and festivals and things like that. And it's like, dude, we got to go play a show wherever. You know? Yeah. So it was like 2 different worlds, but it was awesome.
That is so cool.
It was cool, man.
All 3 of you singing?
Yeah, all 3 of us singing. My dad sang too, so it was always like 3-part harmony. Super into that. And
do you find the sibling thing, you know, how they often say that siblings just have this natural ability to harmonize or sing together? Do you find that was the case with you and your sisters?
100%, man. Big time. I mean, you're talking the same, you say the words the same, you kind of think the same.
Yeah, so it all just lands.
And I mean, it's just like perfect.
Yeah,
man.
That is so
Family
cool.
harmony's a real thing for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
So you did this all through high school?
Yeah, all the way through high school until I graduated high school. My oldest sister's 5 years older than me, and Laura Lee, Ashley's 5 years older. Laura Lee's 3 years older. And then my 2 other triplet sisters, Mary Alden and Caitlin, are obviously my age. So my older sisters had graduated. They were going off to college. Yep. We didn't really have the time to kind of like keep making it happen, you know. And I was getting ready to graduate high school. Had gotten accepted to Virginia Tech.
Very
so I was
cool.
like, all right, I'll go see what this education's about.
Yeah, what a great school to be.
It was awesome. Yeah, it was cool, man. And in state there, and just, you know, we grew up fans of Virginia Tech football, and Frank Beamer's from my home county there, and you know, so it was really cool, man. But at that point in time, I bought a Telecaster because we went to Nashville.
Game change.
And I saw like Guthrie Trap and Don Kelly Band at Roberts, and I was like, a guitar nerd. I'm like, all right, I've done the Tony Rice and the flat picking and the Gypsy Jazz, Django Reinhardt, and I've been down all these roads, Little Feat and all this stuff, like expanded musically. But then I was like, I got to figure out how to do that. Yeah.
So before we jump into the Telecaster thing and sort of, I'm sure that sets you on, like you're describing, a totally different path.
Yeah, man.
Did you have a guitar that you loved to play out, that you really like? Did you get sort of your dream acoustic when you were playing with your sisters? Like,
man, I had a couple different guitars that I loved. I was smaller because physically I was young. Yeah. So I played a triple alt OM Martin for a long time. And in the bluegrass world, man, like Martin guitars are kind of the standard, you know. And so I played that,
which makes sense. The Martin love that you still have.
Exactly,
to this day.
It's right. The same thing. I can never shake it. You know, I was like just raised loving old Martin guitars. Yeah. And so I had that triple alt that I played for a while, and then my dad had a Santa Cruz Dreadnought.
Yeah.
That was really cool. Belonged to Wyatt Rice, which is Tony's brother, and it was a Tony Rice model Santa Cruz that I guess Tony had probably given to Wyatt, his brother, at some time. And Wyatt was a phenomenal guitar player too. And so that had ended up in our household, and I played that guitar for years on a lot of the records and stuff, and
very cool.
Loved that guitar a lot. But now, of course, I got tons of, not tons, but quite a healthy amount of guitars.
Yeah. Well, it's a truck guy thing, a guitar guy thing. If you've got one, you want 10. If you got 10, you want 100.
That's a fact.
My wife is sitting here in this room, and we were even talking before the podcast how when we got married, I've always been into guitars. It's my oldest passion. I learned to play when I was 8. So similar time, you were light years ahead of me.
Oh.
But it is just when you have a passion like that, it's hard to shake.
It's hard.
You got to have a few of them. You got to have,
man.
And I still have.
And you want to save them, and you want to grab one. And
yes,
I mean the amount of guitars that, the same way with trucks or anything else. Like the amount of guitars that I look back on, and I'm like, why didn't I buy that guitar?
Or why did I sell that?
Or
guitar?
why did I sell that guitar?
Yeah, like just a momentary thing of
100%.
like wanted another one, needed to sell one to get the other one.
That's right.
Yeah. Why did I do that?
I always tell people too. I'm like, man, if you have the money,
yeah,
and you can swing it, buy that guitar.
Yeah, for sure.
Because
I feel the same way about trucks.
100%. I agree with that, man. Because I'm like, you're going to get your money back out of it, if not make money on it. And you're going to have it. You'll never be able to get it again once you don't buy it.
Yeah. I think probably I've never had anything really vintage guitar-wise, but I had a 56 reissue from like the early 2000s that wasn't gold top. It was a tobacco burst.
Nice.
I just did it for like a 1-year run, but I love P90 pickups.
Same.
I like hotter pickups, I guess.
That's
I'm a little more on the rock side.
Too,
oh man,
that's a killer country tone too, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
you just got to keep them quiet. It's hard to do.
It's hard.
A lot of hum.
Send it to a 10.
Yeah, send it to 10. Let it hum. But that's the guitar I regret getting rid of. For sure.
Yeah, man.
And I bought it for like $2,000. And at the time, it was worth probably $35.
Right.
And you can't even find one now. They made such a limited.
And
run
all of a
them.
sudden, that guitar is 25 years old.
Oh yeah, right. And then it's worth no telling.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it's like, dang, time flies. But
yes.
100% agree with that, man.
Well, I've got some other questions about guitars, and I'm gonna ask you at the end. I'm gonna do a little bit of a rapid fire.
Yeah, let's do it.
I don't even know where my phone is. We might need to. You got my phone? Okay, great. There are notes on my phone. Cool. But the thing about you getting into a Telecaster, so I remember when I was 8, so my core memory around music, even though this is very much about you, my core memory around music and guitars is sitting in my Uncle Jack's basement with my dad, and Skinner's blasting on vinyl, and they've got Les Pauls or Strats or Tellys or whatever out, and I'm literally just sitting there with my little acoustic trying to figure out what's happening because they're playing together to the vinyl, that sort of thing. So I always felt inhibited or like held down because I had the acoustic because I was still trying to learn.
Right.
And I'm seeing them rip on these electrics.
You're like, I need a 410
cab. Yeah, right? I need the 412. I need the Marshall cab.
Yeah,
so I was a little more heavier on the rock side. But Skinner, to this day, I listened to Skinner this morning on the way over here. Cry for the Bad Man.
It is the best, bro.
Still some of my favorite guitar music, music, period. But that was my memory of like, I got to get rid of the acoustic. I need to get I need to get an electric guitar in my hand.
In.
Yeah. So when you got exposed to the Telecaster, when you finally got one in your hand, what did that sort of do to you?
Well, I'll tell you, man, like it did send me on a completely different path musically. It opened a lot of doors. And because I had spent my whole life playing old Martin guitars with like action this bad off the strings.
3 inches off the
you know what I mean?
The fretboard,
freaking medium gauge strings, like just had to have the hand strength. And then I pick up like a Telly, and I'm like, oh, yeah, this is cool. Yeah. And it involved like a lot of nerdy guitar stuff, like the mechanics of a right hand, of like using the chicken picking thing where you're using your 2 middle fingers and the pick. And so it really was like satisfying the guitar nerd in me to like open up this new door and go down that road. But once I did, man, I couldn't get enough. I mean, and then I was going down all the electric, from Danny Gatton's to, Stevie Ray to all the Southern rock stuff.
Did Vince Gill get in your mix anywhere?
100%, man. Yeah, Vince for sure is a pioneer in that space. Albert
He was
Lee.
the one that always surprised me, that he had such mainstream music, this beautiful voice, and that's what he's known for. But once you dig down, this unbelievable guitar player.
Yeah, pure Prairie League
Yeah.
to you name it.
Yeah.
Could literally playing with the Eagles now, but like that dude can do it all.
Yeah.
And he was a bluegrasser.
Yeah, right.
You know, I mean, that dude started out as a true hardcore like bluegrass guy.
Yeah.
So a lot of times, like us grassers, man, I think it's just we're such diehard music nerds that we end up in all kinds of spaces.
Yeah.
You know,
I love you call yourself grassers. That's a good
dude.
one.
It's like a
That's a
thing.
good one.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
Yeah, grassers, bro.
You
think we're just like potheads or something, but we're really just like nerding out on Earl Scruggs.
Yes. Well, speaking, every time somebody says Earl Scruggs, for some reason I think, well, not for some reason, the last name is very close. I think Ricky Skaggs.
Oh yeah, man.
Like he was one that had the big crossover from bluegrass into mainstream.
He did, man, with like Highway 40 and Country Boy and all that stuff, and had a huge killer band. I actually was a huge fan of Ray Flack, which was his main guitar player.
Yes.
I had like the homespun video, like instructional video of Ray Flack when I was learning to play telly stuff. Yeah, man, grass, you know, the bluegrass like transition over is his, you know, from Keith Whitley to Marty Stewart to, I mean, a bunch of us, you know.
Well, you've taken a thought right out of my head as I was just going back and familiarizing I spent this morning. I don't normally do this because I'm talking to truck guys, and you're a truck guy, but there's a whole nother component to you that, you know, that we're talking about in the music space. And so I spent some time this morning just going back through Instagram, watching, you know, even just your little reels, going through your website, listening to your songs, and like, and I do that anyway. I mean, I follow you, like, you know, but it the Keith Whitley that I hear in your voice.
Yeah.
I even heard like Ricky Van Shelton.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm hearing obviously Ricky Skaggs.
Yeah.
Like there's so much of this traditional country 90s, you know, that's such a popular thing to say now is 90s country, but traditional country, but all the bluegrass stuff is there too.
For sure.
I mean,
man.
it's really something that is, I think you're bridging a gap, just like some of these people that we just talked about.
Yeah, man.
That come into the mainstream, but still have all these really amazing, you know, roots in something that's maybe more pure is not the right word, but is something that is rooted in tradition.
Yeah, and it's, I mean, I think a lot of that too is like old music. I mean, it's like you know, there's a lot of history to it too. Like I think you're hearing like, you know, ancestral like undertones in that stuff.
Yeah, things that they were applying to someone else before them.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I think too, like even with the 90s stuff and everything, I always say like, you know, people be like, man, I hear Marty Raven and Keith Whitley and all stuff. I'm like, you probably do. What you probably hear is like Carter Stanley.
Yes.
You know,
even farther back.
Yeah, you're hearing what we were all like grew up listening to and studying and learning how to sing from. And in the 90s too, you had a bunch of like grassers like Vince and in the late 80s like Keith, you know, Whitley. And a lot of those guys were in the scene at that time too. So it really kind of set this tone with the bluegrass to country thing. For sure.
Yeah, it's really incredible to think about.
And you can't really wash it off. I mean,
no, I mean,
it's just who you are.
Especially someone who was ingratiating himself at such a young age.
For sure.
And getting the feedback, getting to go out and get feedback from others outside of just you and your sisters and your dad.
That's right.
You know, that's one thing that I never really did, and I kept it in the family. I mean, I played live a couple times with some buddies' bands. And that's a great feeling for sure.
Yeah.
But having that feedback at such a young age has got to be like life changing, life, you know, shaping.
Yeah, you're just learning so much.
Yeah.
You know, and my dad always made me do all the like MC work, you know, on the microphone. So like I was the 9-year-old or 10-year-old that was up there like introducing the band. Hey, we're great to be here. It's great to be here. You know, like go check out the hot dogs or whatever, you know. And like, so I was always doing that, you know, from a young age. And
which good for your dad.
Oh,
you know,
like
good on your dad for like
awesome?
Making you.
I know.
You know, have to
step
communicate.
up to it, dude. Yeah, and talk.
Yes.
I know, man. Not like glued and
to an electronic.
I know, man. And so yeah, the best.
Yeah.
So I had all that experience going. I mean, before I even graduated high school, I felt like I'd already lived, you know, a career in music.
Yeah.
And then I graduated, went to Virginia Tech, had a Telecaster, and next thing you know, I'm like playing honky tonk country music because I'm wanting to chicken pick and get, you know, crank a old Fender Deluxe up.
Yep.
And And so I graduated from college, played music through college.
I love that you stuck with college. That's cool.
Yeah, I was.
Because you see, I mean, you see it all over the place these days.
I don't know if. I mean, I look back on it and I'm like, man, I should have got like an engineering degree. I studied history. And,
I was a political science major. Which
I was
is
poli-sci
right
and history, and I was like, man, I could have done, but at the same time, I think everybody's just got their path, right?
Dude, everybody's trying to figure it out.
Trying
at that
to figure
age,
it out.
Who knows what you're? I mean, my wife is sitting here with a fashion merchandising degree from the University of Georgia,
right?
And the closest she's come to using that degree is running our merch program.
100%.
You know what I mean?
100%, dude.
So it's
I just know
wild.
that I like took accounting's information systems and was like, I don't want to ever do that.
No, I don't want anything that has to do with numbers
that
like that.
Sucks, dude.
Yes.
I like guitar, so
yes.
So yeah, man, and I mean the history aspect to it, like loving history
Yep.
and loving old things.
Yes,
Right?
they go hand in hand.
100%.
So, do you remember the first Telecaster you got?
Man, I got a cheap Mexican-made
Mine was too.
Fender Tele.
Yep.
I think I paid $400 for it new.
Yep.
I was like, this is my first Tele I've ever bought. You know, like I was so stoked about it. Still got it.
Oh, do you really?
I still got it at the house.
Oh man, I wish I still
This
had
is the really good part. I didn't have an amp
Yeah.
yet. My dad had laying around an old from like the 80s crate,
Yeah.
solid state amp with like wood grain on the front. That was probably plastic, maybe wood.
Yeah, veneer.
Yes. And dude, that was my rig. I plugged that Mexican-made Tele straight into that crate,
Oh my god.
solid state amp, and gigged with it. Looking back on it, I'm like, that's
How did that even sound good?
Why? Why did anyone have me on that, man? And I remember, like,
Because you have some talent, man.
Well,
you know how? I mean, I'm sure you could do this. Marcus Kings of the world, whomever.
Oh yeah, stud.
Can take the lowest level of equipment, and it's in the fingers.
In the hands.
You can in the hands.
And
you
I
can
remember,
still make
I
it.
was playing a gig in North Carolina somewhere, and somebody come in, they're like, "Man, like, what's your rig?
Like,
what are you using?" I'm like,
you see it
I'm
right here.
so embarrassed right now. And I was like, "Here's a $400 Tele, 1/4 inch cable, and a solid state amp.
Yeah, that
and
amp
a
ain't even
tuner
got
on my
tubes in it.
headstock."
Right. Yeah, just clipped on.
Treble. I had to like turn the treble to 10.
Yes.
I had to like turn the volume to 10. I had to like really do some maneuvering to try to get it somewhat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like cutting gigs with it though.
That's
I was,
cool though.
Whatever, man. You know.
That's cool. That
And
is
then
really
eventually
cool.
got a bunch of pedals and Fender Deluxes and stuff like that. You
Yeah.
know, but
What was the first rig that you got that you were proud to gig with?
man, so while I was in Blacksburg, I made buddies with a guy named Mike Aronson up there who was a custom Tele builder. And I met him like out at like around, they had a blues jam that they would do every Monday night in town and stuff, and I made buddies with him anyway, so we got to hanging out, and he built me a really killer Tele, Swamp Ash, maple neck, had the Joe Barden T-style rails pickups in it, the Danny Gatton inspired pickups. He built that, and I bought a new Fender Deluxe amp that I still have. It was like a reissue or something.
You've done a really good job of holding on to things.
It's hard for me
I've
to sell
sold all
things.
my stuff.
I
Not
think
all
I've
of
actually,
it,
this is true, I think I've ever sold one guitar.
Really?
Yeah.
I
And I regret selling it.
250 guitars.
Yeah, I regret
Easy.
selling it. Yeah, I have a hard time selling.
Yeah.
But that was the first. That was the first, like line 6 delay.
Yes.
Like some pretty good stuff on there, man. And
Was it the green one?
the green one.
Green line
Yeah.
6 delay pedal. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that thing's. I still have
dude.
that too.
Dude, and the Boss, what are the DD20s
Yeah,
or whatever they are? I've got one of
dude.
those.
Yeah, man.
They're still great.
Still great.
Still great. I've got Strymon stuff. I've got other
sure.
boutique stuff, but
I know.
man, that stuff is like tried and true.
It's tried and true,
Tried and
man.
true.
So that was my first like road gig, and by that point, man, I started an open mic back in Mount Airy, like a
Yeah.
live band open mic to put a band together. So I was like, okay, this is a great way to like audition players.
Yeah.
So it worked out. I met all these guys, put together a band, started cold calling clubs.
And what age are you?
I'm like 21.
Yeah.
You know,
So like you're not out of college yet.
right out of college.
Right out of college.
Yeah, so I
okay.
graduated college. I like was thinking for a second maybe I'll try to go to law school or something.
Yeah, I did the same
and
thing.
took the LSAT.
Yeah.
You know, I graduated early from tech, so I graduated in December.
Yeah.
Like a semester early, got that done. I was like ready to get out of there.
Yeah.
Took my LSAT, and then I was like, if I really like want to hammer down on this, I'm doing this forever.
Yeah.
I'm going to be in debt, like law school debt on top of everything else, and I'm just going to be stuck.
Yeah, and then you go
then
get
I'm
the
20
law degree, and
you
you're
know.
like, well, I got the thing.
Yeah.
I might as well use it.
Right.
And then you're kind of on this different
You're doing that
path.
forever.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I kind of want to go play music for a minute. And so I put together a honky tonk country band. started calling clubs and playing cover sets, and a lot of clubs that are not even there now, but like Johnny and June's and Arizona Pete's and, kind of like the Saddlebags down in Georgia, like that kind of club, and just doing like cover sets in those clubs for no money.
Yeah, playing for hours.
Yeah. Like I think we do like 3 1-hour sets or something. They'd have a DJ come in the break and play like all the like white people dance music, like the wedding list.
Yes.
And
I love it.
And that's what we did, man. And I did that for years and really just like kind of was earning my stripes early on how to put together a country band, how to front a band, how to run it, how to book shows, how to get them from show to show. We had a old E150 conversion van with like the little tube TV in there, pulling a trailer, breaking down. And we just did
all
that
the quintessential,
grind, man.
the quintessential grind early on.
100%.
Yeah.
So
did you, were you playing lead and singing?
Yeah. So I had a guitar player at the time, Eddie Clayton, who was like man, just such a talent. He still is. Kind of a 80s, could do it all, man.
Yeah.
Like 80s rock to like telly stuff. Played a G&L telly.
Yep.
And
ASAT.
Yeah,
I've had
man.
a couple of those. A great guitar.
Just a monster guitar player. So it was me and him, and then a rhythm section. And sometimes I'd bring out a steel player or something. And so me and Eddie were carrying all the lead stuff, so back and forth.
Yeah.
But yeah, playing all the lead stuff, fronting the band. Doing the whole nine,
Very
man.
cool. So was there a point that, I mean, obviously there was, but what was the point where you decided, if I'm going to take this thing to the next step, I may need to go to Nashville?
Man, I just got burnt out on playing cover shows.
Yeah.
Cover sets.
I hear that a lot from folks who are, so I kind of, if I may interject real quick, I kind of put musicians in 2 buckets. You've got guys who can learn songs and just want to go out and play those songs and do the cover thing, and that's an awesome thing to do.
Make money and do it. Yeah,
I mean, and it can show you that there's something more than covers. But
for sure,
there's that bucket.
Yep.
And then there's the bucket of the guys who are doing that, and they're like, I want to do my own thing. I have this creative itch to put pen to paper, to put fingers to strings, and make my own thing, while still realizing I might need to do the cover thing for a minute to make some money. Yeah. But I know there's another step for me.
That was it, exactly.
Yeah.
Man. And I had just gotten burnt out, and I was like, I mean, I don't want to be known as the guy, who can sing a Haggard song. I don't want to be known as a guy like, man, like he does a great George Strait or Alan Jackson. Yeah. Like, what's the point in that, man? Like, I'm Will Jones. I want to go be that guy.
Yes.
And so I got really burnt out, was playing cover sets, playing acoustic, just anywhere I could play. And I was like, this ain't going nowhere.
Are you working any other job at the time?
So when I first got out of college, I was selling cars.
Yeah, yes. Law school, we're selling cars.
So I was like, all right, I can. The guy that owned the dealership was like, you can sell cars for me during the week and then head off and play your shows on the weekend. Yes. I was like, perfect.
Yes,
I'm here. And so I did that for a minute, and then I was doing music all the time. Yeah, with cover shows and stuff like that.
Did you ever find a scene in that part of North Carolina or Virginia where people were writing original music?
A little bit.
Yeah.
And I was writing a little bit, but they were like horrible songs.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to write
just
songs.
Cut your teeth.
I was just trying to figure it out. And but yeah, a little bit, but not a ton.
Yeah.
But my sister, Laura Lee, that I talked about earlier, she had moved to Nashville. And so she was in Nashville working for the Opry.
Oh.
And she's a great songwriter and musician and artist herself. She played mandolin, but she plays mostly guitar and stuff now. In fact, just released a Bluegrass record.
Very cool.
Is killing it.
Yeah. What's the name of the? Do you know the?
If you look up Laura Lee Jones,
Laura Lee Jones. Okay, perfect.
And now it's Robertson, but look up Laura Lee Jones music, you'll see her, and it's killer. Bluegrass Project. They're blasting it on Sirius XM. She's doing really great, and she don't even do music full time. She just still has that in her, But she had moved to Nashville, so I was going out there and visiting her some, and seeing her and hanging around Nashville for a couple days here and there. And finally, man, it was just, I had one of my oldest friends, Daniel Haymore. He was living in Nashville, and I was like, man, I got to move to Nashville.
When I found
it's like, how when you want to get your hair cut, or you want to get like something done, you're like, I wish I had it done today.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like I want to do it right. That's how I was with moving to Nashville.
Yeah.
I was like, I want it. I want to just move right now.
Yeah. Like, I've made the decision. I'll go tomorrow.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
The thing about Nashville, I've been on the periphery of music and people who are doing it at a professional level and all that for a long time. So I've gotten to see some of the inner workings of it. I've been to Nashville. I've been in meetings with, C-level label type folks. But have also heard from others who have made it and just kind of had a little bit of a different inside look in what all that looks like. And I feel like Nashville, once you start going there and you have that creative itch, it can pull you in.
It can.
Because it shows you that every single person you're interacting with, whether at a restaurant, at the valet, all my friends started out as valets and now they're all in touring and artists and all that. It was at a Baptist. I think Baptist is one of the big hospital systems up there. But every single person you meet has the creative thing in some way. I mean, your manager is in the room here.
Oh, yeah.
I heard him and Sarah talking about playing guitar.
That's
and
right.
He's been playing all his life.
100%.
Like there's just something that it's just this infectious thing that just happens in this really.
Oh, yeah, man. And when you move to Nashville, I mean, everybody's talented.
Yeah.
Like the person waiting on you at your restaurant, like they always say that, but it's for real.
Yeah.
Like,
I got that feeling as
So
well.
much talent there.
Yeah.
And I think it's just like, man, you want to play pickup basketball with like the best dudes in town, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You got to go to where they are.
You got to go where they are. I want to be in that game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I want to be on that court.
Yeah, for sure.
I want to be amongst the best in the world at what they do.
Yeah.
Right? At anything I do. And so, man, I called my buddy Daniel up. I was like, bro, I think I'm going to move to Nashville. He's like, dude, I got a spare room I ain't using. Like, come on.
Yeah. So
like,
you're single
Yep.
at this time? How old
Single.
are you at this time?
I'm like mid-20s.
Mid-20s. Okay. Yeah.
And moved to Nashville on a whim just like that. It was like 2019.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And I get out there and immediately just start diving into it, start playing writers' rounds. Just anywhere I'll go. And I started making friends. And then people started kind of calling me up on stage like, hey, like we got our buddy Will in the house. Like, get up here and play something. And so that turned into, I remember I got offered a publishing deal a few months after moving to town. I still had like shows booked.
Yeah.
You're talking like cover shows booked, you know, back around home and different places. I had to make money. I got a job crawling on roofs for a roofing company.
Yep.
And I was doing all of that, got offered a publishing deal, and I had read this book that my dad had given me, and it's called Everything You Need to Know About the Music Business. And I think now it's like standard reading at Belmont.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think I've heard of this before.
Yeah, and it's like this LA lawyer who just gives up the whole gig, man. He's like, this is
how it works.
Do you want to know behind the curtain of Oz? Like, this is it, right? And so I had read that book and got offered a publishing deal by a pretty reputable person in town.
Very cool.
And turned it down. And this was like right before COVID. And I remember calling my dad, and there was some things in the deal that were just weird.
Okay, so that's what got. So your dad had given you basically this intelligence through this book.
Yep.
And so that's why you turned down
for sure.
your first
some
publishing
things
deal.
wasn't feeling right,
Yeah.
you know, in the deal and stuff. And I remember
But a
turning
lot
that
of
deal
artists
down.
or a lot of songwriters and future artists don't do that.
No, but they
take
need
the
to.
deal. Yes.
They need to turn deals down, man.
Yeah.
Because
Even
they
if
just
it's your first one.
Yeah, because they want the picture to show all their hometown cats, man.
Yeah.
Like, this is me signing the dotted line.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, it ain't always worth that.
Yeah.
And I remember I turned that deal down. I called my dad. I was like, man, I think I blew it, dude.
Yeah. But you might also be proud of me.
Yeah, I think I screwed up. And he's like, what are you talking about? I was like, man, I turned that deal down. He's like, no, man. He's like, you just didn't do a bad deal.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, this is cool.
As with anything in life.
I'm learning, right?
Yeah.
I'm learning. I'm trying to learn this thing.
Yeah.
So then COVID hits.
Yeah.
The world
And
shuts
everything
down,
changes.
whatever that was.
Yep.
And I like wade through that. I'm still crawling on roofs. I think I got a different job and was like working and writing when I can. But man, I had gotten taken in by some really awesome songwriters in town.
Yeah.
Some of these older guys like my buddy Monty Holmes, who wrote Troubadour for George Strait,
Yeah.
and Never Again, or When Did You Stop Loving Me, and
Yeah.
you know, stuff like that. And Monty took me in, man, even during the like COVID time, and just made me write songs. We wrote so many songs and just really became like my mentor in Nashville and my like go-to guy.
Yeah.
You know, and so then I was finding a home in town, had him, ended up signing my first publishing deal with Universal.
Very cool.
And
Yeah.
was there for a couple years, and then we just did a new deal last year with Blue Harbor and Lady Luck. And,
Yes.
and so-
Congratulations.
thanks, man.
And
so it's awesome.
signed with WME.
Yeah, we're with William Morris.
Yeah.
We're at WME.
And that's more on the touring and booking side,
Yep,
right?
that's right. Yeah.
Yep.
So, I mean, we have got like, you know, my manager, John, and just a killer team, and we're just rolling, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, creatively, writing-wise, recording-wise. We just got out of the studio last weekend. We were in the studio over at Sound Emporium Studio A.
Very cool.
Cutting my next 4 singles.
Yeah.
And, Yeah, man, we're having a blast. So that's kind of like the story of from day one up into Nashville and to where I am now, with a bunch of crazy stories along the way too.
What is let's jump in on that for just a minute, because I do feel like a lot of that sort of growth and you realizing, this is starting to happen for me, or this is happening for me. I'm no longer having to crawl around on roofs. I'm now being paid enough to write songs every single day. Can you just give a little bit of a snapshot of, once that tide started turning, what your day in the life looks like? So during the week and then on the weekends.
It's literally a dream come true.
Yeah.
I mean that, because you go from that job that you hate, in 100-degree weather.
Oh yeah, roofing homes and pouring concrete. That's got to be the worst.
Yeah, or even I would even say like being stuck in a cubicle all day is just as bad.
Yes, agreed.
And so you go from that, and then all of a sudden you have a publisher and someone who handles your calendar, and they're booking your rights. And so on Sundays you're like drinking your coffee, you get back from church, do whatever. You're like, all right, what's my week look like? And you pull up your calendar, and it's like, okay, Monday I'm with this person, Tuesday I'm with this person at Sony, Wednesday I'm over here at BMG with this person or whatever. And you're like, that's my week. I write at 11 o'clock in the morning. We're usually done by 2:30, 3 o'clock. Write a song about every day,
But you're not having to get up and start cracking a hammer at 7 a.m.
No way, man.
Which there's nothing wrong with that.
Heck no,
But
man.
when you have a different dream and a different mindset for yourself, or a different path you want to be on.
Yeah. And you're working towards what your goals are, and you're getting better songs, and you're recording music. And then you're in these studios that you've like dreamed of being in.
Yeah, you just said Sound Emporium. I mean, that's legit.
Yeah, and you're the guy, and it's like you got some of the best studio session players in the world all sitting around looking at you like, hey, let's like get this song cut.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, this is fun, man.
Was there a moment when you looked on your phone, or however you managed, I guess at that time it would be looking on your phone.
Yeah.
Managing your calendar, when you saw a write come across and you were like, I can't believe I'm about to walk in this room?
100%.
Who was that? Do you mind me asking?
I mean, I've had several of those.
Can you give me some examples?
I can give you one example. It was Tony Lane.
Yeah.
Was one of those writers. And I was like anyone would be.
Get a little nervous.
A little bit, but then like he's kind of this like realistic, like the song we wrote was called I Think I Kind of Hate This Town. It's called I Kind of Hate This Town.
Yeah.
So there's me. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't belong in this room at all. It was with my buddy Dan Isbell, who's had a lot of success with Luke Combs and
Brothers Hunt. The God
Dan
Country
and Reed,
podcast.
Yeah, Dan and Reed Isbell.
Yeah.
So it was me and Dan Isbell and Tony Lane, and I'm like, bro, why am I here?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then like Tony pulls out his paper and he starts like scribbling around, and we're tossing ideas out, and it's like, man, I got this idea. It's called like, I Think I Kind of Hate This Town. And I was like, oh, great.
Well, I'm just starting to love this town, so I don't know if I could write
He's
this
like, I kind of hate this town. And I was like scared to death. I was like, dang, dude, I listened to it the other day. It's a killer song, man. But I've had a lot of those moments. I mean, even like my buddy Monty Holmes, I'm like, this dude has written some of the most legendary country music. And,
I mean, Troubadour is really,
I've written with like Paul Overstreet, and I've written with, who I consider my friends now, Bryce Long and Brandon Kenny, and I mean the list is like endless,
Well, because
and they're close buddies of mine now, but I mean they've written massive songs.
That's what I was gonna say. One of the things that I picked up on in just seeing how my friends operated there, and then I just love studying music and seeing how people made their way to get to where they are, kind of thing. In Nashville, in the songwriting community, you develop groups of writers that oftentimes go up together.
Yep, that's right, man. And I mean, even with me right now, like amongst my friends my age, like Sam Banks and Dan Alley and these guys that I met early on in town, and we were all just sitting around drinking beer at the fire pit together. You know what I
Dreaming.
mean? You're right. And I mean, like Dan's had 2 number ones in the last year.
Incredible.
They just had him and Sam just had a Luke Combs single.
Those are things that change your life, by the way.
Yeah,
like
man.
For those, because this is primarily probably a truck and automotive audience who's listening to this.
Sure.
But hey, having a number one in mainstream country music is a life-changing, as a songwriter.
Man.
Definitely as an artist, but as a songwriter is a life-changing thing.
It's a life-changing thing, man.
It can be money for months and years to come.
Go buy your first house
Yes.
and like really set your get things on a path, of success. And
yeah, that's incredible.
It's incredible, man. So I love seeing that. I like seeing people around me, and we're all, I've had, and even for me as an artist, I've had some songwriting cuts, that I weren't expecting. Like we had a song on Jake Owen's last record that I wrote with my buddy Kendall Marvel, and a few fun things like that.
Yeah.
And
that's really
just
incredible.
Yeah, so it's really fun, man. So
do you find that you are starting to hold back songs for yourself, or are you? Because that to me seems like the moment where you've got, because you have an artist development deal.
Yeah.
So you're thinking you are an artist.
Yeah.
I mean, you are paving your own path toward that part of being an artist or being a musician and a songwriter. So are you finding that you're writing songs in these rooms? You're going, that might be good for me. I may not need to pitch that one. How is that thinking? How are you
It's
thinking
actually,
about that?
it used to be challenging for me.
Yeah.
Because I was like, man, I think that's a hit song.
Yeah.
Who can we pitch it to? Right? And then I was like, wait a second. The whole reason that I moved here was to write songs so that I could become who I am as an artist.
Yeah.
And
go
so now,
sing them for people.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Go. That's right, dude.
Yeah.
And that's what I get to do now. But so nowadays, man, I hold them back. If
Yeah.
I got one, I'm like, I'll usually know. And I'll be like, man, that's going in like the top list
Yes.
of songs. As we get ready to go in the studio, we all kind of start listening to all these songs, and I'm listening to these songs and trying to make decisions on which one I want to cut.
Yeah, because when you're home during the week, you're writing. You're still going in those rooms and
Oh,
writing.
man, I get home on Sunday. Usually I'm in a writing room Monday morning.
Yeah.
Still. Yeah, dude.
Thank goodness for that 11 a.m. writing session.
You ain't lying,
Let's
man.
get a cup of coffee in the morning before you got to go to work.
Of course, babies, we're up early.
Yeah, that's true.
There's
Well, let's
no
talk a little
mercy.
bit about that.
Yeah, dude.
You are, tell us about sort of your home life.
Yeah, man, my home life's awesome. So I married my wife, who is from Alabama. She's from Gadsden, Alabama.
Yeah. I'm from Cedartown, which is right across the line.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
And Southern Baptist preacher's daughter.
Yeah. Yes.
She's awesome. She's a superstar. She
Yeah.
holds our entire life together.
I know that feeling.
Yeah. And so we have a 3-year-old, Everly Kate, who is just also a little movie star. And then we got a little 3-month-old, Emery.
Man.
So we've got 2 girls. Everything in my house is cute.
Yeah.
We even got like a miniature Dotson, who's a girl.
That's what we're going to be getting.
Really?
Yeah.
I want one so bad.
Dude,
Yeah.
they're awesome.
Her parents had 2 that lived 15 and 16 years. They just recently passed.
Bro.
And I've always been into like hunting dogs.
100%. Yeah.
Beagles. And
Yes.
They are.
But
for
they are
sure.
like, dude,
but
they're
I have
little hound
fallen
dogs.
in love with these
They
things.
are super capable
Yeah.
at 12 pounds.
And just smart and
They're the best. And they're
Yeah.
hound dogs, so they like lay around all the time. They're not like wearing you out or like I can't even pet the dog because it's like, you know what I mean?
yeah, it's like in my face.
Yeah, these are hound dogs, so they just like want to lay on you and stuff. Like
Yeah,
they're awesome.
burrow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So I got, nothing but cute things in my house when I get off the road.
I love it.
Just little
Which is
cute
a great
things.
thing to come home to.
It's amazing, dude.
So
It's awesome.
you're touring every weekend right now, for the most part.
Yeah, we've been touring pretty heavy. We've done, even the last 2 years, man, like, talk about living the dream a little. But we were out with, the first time I really got thrown off the deep end was John Party's tour.
Yeah.
So we got thrown into John Party's, like, world tour, which was my first time in an arena and stuff. And
Yeah, I can't even
it was
imagine
nuts.
how that felt.
Nuts.
Also, John Party's a pretty unique kind of artist. He's a California boy, if I
Yep,
believe.
that's right.
And just like
He's-
a really great artist.
Yeah, man.
and
He's got
writer,
his
I
own
believe.
thing
Yeah,
going,
but he's
too.
carved out his own little
He
little
has.
niche.
Yeah. And we got thrown in on that tour, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
And now I'm in, like, a crew cab truck with a camper shell.
Yes.
In fact, we played Savannah. We played Saddlebags.
Yep.
And then we went to Augusta and played Dirty Boots
Yeah.
Club. And the next week, we were in Billings, Montana, starting this John Party tour.
Wow. Were you full band
Yep.
then, or were you standing on stage with an acoustic?
No, I was full band
Yeah.
then. So I had a 4-piece band squeezed into a crew cab truck. And I
Yes.
remember it was winter. It was February.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, how am I going to do this? Like, I don't want to take a van out there and cross the Rockies in like a 2-wheel drive van.
Totally.
I was like, man, we're just going to take my truck.
Yeah.
So we literally put a camper. I went and bought a camper shell.
I've done
In
that too.
Georgia.
Yes.
I was actually like in Georgia.
Camper shells are amazing for those
Amazing.
who have trucks.
Yes. And I was like, all right, I'm going to go buy a camper shell off this random stranger on Facebook Marketplace in North Georgia and put it on my truck. And we're going to put all our drums and everything in there. And we're going to drive to Montana
Yes.
and hit this tour. And so we did. And we went from there. We were all across Montana and ended up in We had like one travel day. I had to drive like 16 hours.
Ooh.
Hit 2 winter storms, one in the Rockies,
Yeah.
and one crossing the Cascades.
That's weird for us Southern boys,
Dude.
Appalachian boys, isn't it?
Brother.
It's weird.
White knuckling, dude.
Yes.
My truck breaks down.
Oh.
Out
west?
Out west. I'm
Yeah.
I'm like an hour north of Seattle, and
Oh,
I got to
you're way out
play
west.
in Abbotsford, British Columbia the next night. And in this one travel day, we hit 2 winter storms. We travel like 16 and a half hours, and I'm like 2 miles from the hotel. It's 10:30, 11 at night, and my truck is like breaking down on me, and I can hear it like front end is just coming apart on this thing. And so we limp it in. I take it to a shop. It's a whole story, and I end up borrowing like the shop car.
Yeah, to get to the gig.
Leave the drummer at the hotel. I'm like, we're 3-piecing this.
Oh, man.
Show up to this arena in Abbotsford, British Columbia in like a Kia, whatever the smallest Kia sedan is.
Yes, I don't even know.
I don't even know.
But whatever had
like
wheels
no
and could get
hubcaps.
you there. Yes.
And I'm like crossing customs.
Yeah.
In like stage gear and a cowboy hat.
And not your car.
In a Cracker Box Kia with no hubcaps and a cowboy hat. And I'm like, hey, it was not my car. And by the way, a paper, this is really good, a paper that the auto shop gave me where they were like, just give this to them. And they wrote, this car belongs to Rod's Auto Shop, and then signed it with a pen.
Yeah, like, really no way to verify
No,
this.
dude. So I had some other documents that like the promoters had given us to like try to help with customs, like, hey, and I handed it to the customs guy, and I think it was just so obnoxious. He was like,
all right.
See you later, dude.
Yeah, I bet we passed through customs in the same place because we were right above Seattle coming in from Vancouver, BC.
Yeah, be right there.
Yeah,
right in there.
You can see like if you're going in, it would be there's like a big lake. Or actually, no, it's the Pacific Ocean.
It's the ocean.
It's
yeah,
the ocean
I think it's
on
the ocean
left.
right in there. Beautiful.
Because we just drove back from Vancouver, BC to Georgia last summer. So we crossed into the country, went down into Seattle, and then Montana, and came home.
Come on, but I've driven them roads multiple times.
It's so great. I love being out west. But the weather is we're here. It's like tornadoes, and you know that's really like the worst thing we got to think about. Mm-hmm. You wake up out there and have a blizzard, man. You may not be making it where you think you're going.
Dude, I remember on that tour. As I'm like, okay, this is some big boy stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all in tour buses.
Of course.
You know. And I'm driving up through the crazy mountains of all places, and it's blistering snow. I mean, just people are wrecking.
Yeah.
And, dude, you are hours from civilization.
Yeah.
And I'm like, like this is sub-zero in a winter snowstorm. If you wreck here, you could die.
You could.
Like, very easily die in a short amount of time.
Yep.
I'm like, and I got 3 other guys I'm responsible for.
Correct.
And expensive guitars.
Yeah.
And the bed of my truck.
That are temperamental
Yeah.
when it comes to all these weather changes.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And so I was learning a lot then, dude.
Yeah.
I was just, if I thought my skin was thick, man, it was going to get a lot thicker.
Yeah.
And it did. And so I did that. And then we were on tour with Ashley McBride. And we've done shows with Parker McCollum and been on the Josh Turner tour this year.
Yeah, so you actually start back up with Josh
in May, I think.
In May, I was looking at your schedule.
And so
earlier.
we've done Tracy Lawrence. I mean, we've got to do shows with a lot of people that I've always looked up to. I got to make my Ryman debut, the Ryman Auditorium with Josh Turner last year.
Very cool.
Yeah, so it's been a pretty wild couple years releasing a bunch of new music.
Yeah, you were checking off some
we're
things
getting
on the list.
Man. Yeah,
I will say that Parker McCollum is probably one of my favorite mainstream. If you want to call him mainstream,
he's good, man.
One of my favorite country artists.
He's awesome, dude, and a great guy too.
Yeah,
man.
really.
Yeah, just real solid.
Incredible music. Love his voice.
Yeah,
love his deep cuts on his albums.
Yeah,
he gets real raw.
Yeah, dude.
I love that.
Yeah, and he really still holds a lot of that Red Dirt Texas stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
In what he does, man.
For sure. I got a little bit of a not an oddball question for this podcast, but maybe an oddball question for this conversation. Do you remember what vehicle you had when you moved to Nashville? Like, what were you driving?
Okay.
Because I'm just always curious about stuff like that.
This is just going to I think since we've already crossed the Ford threshold here.
Oh, yeah, we're good. We can go deep into Ford
But I had
territory.
a 2000 model F-150.
Yeah.
With the 5.4 in it.
Yep. Triton.
Never blew any spark plugs on me, but I moved to town in that truck is what I had.
Yeah.
And then after that, I think I bought a Nissan Titan.
Yeah, great truck too.
Crew cab.
Yeah.
I got a deal in it or something, and I put 250,000 miles on that truck and stuff. And I've had everything, Jeep Wranglers to all kinds of stuff, But that was the truck that I moved into town with.
Very cool.
That truck, yeah.
Can I see my phone real quick?
Yeah.
I've got a couple of these They're a little. I wouldn't call them rapid fire.
Which is so funny too. Like it's so funny that like Ford is what I talk about now because I have that old Ford truck and stuff. But I grew up in a GMC Chevy family.
Yeah, and you were talking about. Actually, I want to go back on that while I'm pulling this up. What were you doing with the old square bodies going through
nothing.
hayfields?
Yeah,
just riding around,
just having we had them laying around.
So you weren't like baling hay or anything like that, or selling hay.
Old beat up truck. Everybody had a you could get them for $500 back then.
Gosh, you could up until like 5 years ago.
I know. But like my dad had a sick single cab short bed 4-wheel drive early '80s Silverado. It was like burgundy, awesome. That's like what I learned to drive on. My grandpa always kept GMC trucks and
very cool. Very cool.
I
love.
Looking back on it though, like I guess we all do that now, right? We're like, man, how many like cool, like short bed square bodies you could get for nothing. 2-wheel drive especially.
Yeah, totally.
For nothing.
But I even look back and think, I remember I was probably 8 or 9 years old, and the very first time I sat on this person's lap. Her name was Ova Bell.
Nice. Ova Bell, dude.
Yeah, Thomas Ray. And if any of you guys are listening in Cedartown, shout out to the Rays.
Yeah.
But Thomas Ray and his wife Ova Bell leased some of our pastures and baled hay and put cows on them and all that stuff. And the first time I ever remember a square body, they had a really dark brown, I can't remember, that'd be Cordova brown, probably mid-80s, 3/4 ton full-wheel drive. And I remember it was 4-speed.
Yeah, dude.
And I remember sitting in her lap and her working the pedals and me driving the steering wheel out across these little terraces, and I remember going across those terraces, and it was not like we were floating on clouds. It was like,
it was like getting beat up.
This thing might flip over here in a minute. But she was rolling out through there.
But dude, those memories, that's united by trucks.
100%.
Right?
It's the whole.
I know.
I think it's like this whole reason I love nostalgia, because I can just equate so many of my memories, whether it be music or trucks or hunting or anything.
Yep.
It all comes back in like these floods of memories. It's insane. And I love talking about it.
I do too.
Because I found that other people think that way too.
Absolutely, dude.
Other people think that way too.
100%.
Especially if you grew up in our age range and older, for sure. You were, especially us, we were on the cusp of no technology and all the technology.
That's right.
You and I especially grew up out in the middle of nowhere, so it was old trucks, animals, places to roam.
Dude, same thing with my grandpa though. I like his GMC single cab GMC Sierra. It's like riding through our community, and I'm like 5 in his lap on a 2-lane road.
Yeah,
and
no problem.
I'm steering.
Nobody batted an eye.
They didn't
care. There goes Will and his granddad.
And that awesome bright red, like cloth interior, dude.
Which I still think is
so
the best.
Sick. It is the best,
especially
man.
on a dark truck.
Yeah, man, it's the best. My uncle still has that truck. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Wait, so it sounds like you come from a family that may not sell things. My family,
I guess
we
not,
just flip
man.
everything.
I guess not. Yeah, I mean, we've definitely gotten rid of some stuff, over the years and stuff. But my uncle's, of course, you look back on it too. Like when my dad and uncle and them were young, it was like heyday, man. Yeah. It was the best rock and roll.
Yes.
The best Southern rock.
Yep.
Muscle cars.
Van Halen.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. They're rebuilding Chevelles.
Yep.
My uncle's still got a couple Oldsmobile Cutlasses.
Yeah.
Like a late '60s and early like a '71 or '2.
Yeah.
Big blocks in them, and I mean they were. My dad had like a late '60s like Mercury Cougar.
Yes.
That was like super mag wheels on everything and just
a Mustang but larger.
Right. That's right, dude.
Larger.
Exactly. But I mean, it was like the best. So, yeah, man.
Isn't it fun to think about that stuff?
It's fun to think about it, because we got the tail end of like still a bunch of really good stuff.
For sure.
Even the OBS world.
Yep.
I think that's why they're so crazy popular right now.
Yep. Yeah, on Ford and Chevy side.
On Ford and Chevys, man. I mean, let alone the 7.3.
Yep. Got Super Duty. Yeah,
those things took off, man.
Your truck in an F-250 or 350 with a 7.3. Almost unattainable. If it's got decent mileage.
25, 30 grand.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's so expensive.
I know.
And that's what my uncle had the one who's into NASCAR.
Yeah.
He had a landscaping business my whole life, and I would go work with him in the summers. And all he had was 7.3 power stroke trucks, OBS trucks. He ended up having a 99 2000, that second or whatever that generation is after the OBS.
Yeah.
Where they started calling them Super Duties. I guess.
That's right.
But he's still got one or two of them, and they've got 500,000 miles on them.
Yeah, I think
500,000 miles.
Isn't that insane?
That's crazy.
I think that like the odometers, if I'm right, like the odometers like only go so high, and then they just assumed that no one would make it past that number.
Right,
so a lot of those
out.
So a lot of those trucks will get to like 499,000 miles or something, and then you just don't know how many miles are on them. It could be a million.
They still. I think they do call the 7.3 Power Stroke million-mile motors.
Right.
I think they do. But it is just incredible to think about those kinds of things and like what makes an impression on you.
I know.
As you're growing up.
100%, dude.
And it is a lot different today. Like we do our best to keep our kids out of screens, and they get that.
Man, we do too.
And they get exposure to technology, for sure.
Yeah.
But
it's not like
there's way more things in life to do than that.
Man.
I even find myself, and my whole business is run off social media.
You have to,
A lot of yours is too,
man.
outside of your main writing and performing. But it's like I even find myself just a little too into this sometimes.
I know, man. You just got to set it down.
Yes, for sure.
And it's crazy how like setting it down for a couple days, go wrench on a truck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or do something like that, and how much healthier you feel.
Yeah, it can realign your perspective.
It's like, man, you can get medicated real quick, dude, and just be like, oh, wait a second. This is normal.
Yeah.
Not
this is what it's supposed to feel like.
Not this false reality I'm living in, man. Like, go beat up your hands a little. And
for sure.
You know, it feels good.
I got a couple questions for you.
All right,
these are not really rapid fire, but they're all over the place. Trucks, music, all that sort of stuff. If you had to be left with one guitar to play the rest of your life, I'm sure you've been asked this before, but I'm curious because I'm a guitar guy. What would it be?
Probably be my 64 D28.
Okay.
Martin.
So acoustic?
Yep. Acoustic guitar. It's Brazilian rosewood.
Yeah.
It was a gift from my dad, so it's sentimental to me.
Very cool.
Yeah.
When did he give you that guitar?
About the time I moved to Nashville.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's special.
It's pretty special, man.
That's super special.
Yeah. And I mean, I love old Martins and stuff, but like that would probably be it.
Yeah. And you said, what year was it?
A 64.
64.
Yeah.
Great year for trucks.
Yeah, dude.
Great year for Martins, too.
Yeah, dude. 100%.
But pre-war, those are like, when they say pre-war, that's 40s, right?
That's 40s. Yeah. So anything up to like the end of World War II would be considered pre-war, which is kind of weird. But yeah, anything up to like 45 and maybe 46 slightly would be pre-war Martins.
And those are the ones that command hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah, they're super valuable. Yeah. Like extremely expensive.
That's what I was thinking.
I've played some that are, I've played a bunch of them.
Well, okay. I gotta digress from these questions for a second because it just made me think about this.
Yeah.
You got a Carter Vintage hat on.
Oh, yeah.
Tell everybody at home about that experience. Carter Vintage is like
Carter
premium
Vintage guitars.
Yeah, premium guitar store.
Yeah.
They have a lot of great media, YouTube channel. A lot of heavy hitters go through there and play. You got that opportunity.
Yeah, man. They hit us up a while back. We just went in and did a video on like four different performance videos, I think, songs and guitars, and I'm playing some old tellies, some like 50s tellies. I played an old Les Paul. That's
worth serious money. You remember what year the Les Paul was?
Man, it was a gold top. I want to say it was like a late 50s. I can't remember. I'd have to go back.
I'd have to look at
probably a 58 or.
Yeah. Was it Buckers or P90s?
It was humbuckers.
Yeah, so it's probably 58, 59.
Yeah, and it was weird because during a very short amount of time, Gibson used this underspray under the gold that was like black under there.
Yeah.
So it almost makes it look green.
Yeah. Like
a greenish gold top, and they only did that for like a few months. So I played that guitar. I played some old, pre-war 18.
Yeah.
And some stuff. It's really cool. So we just did that. Yeah, and I'm always, it's not hard to find me in town if you start asking, because I'm always like jumping around to Gibson Garage, Carter Vintage, Gruen. Yeah, we were just at Chicago
Music Exchange
this past weekend. And
bucket list, man. That would be a bucket list for me.
It was cool, man. Yeah, I was like, we had like 2 hours to kill on the way to the next show in the next town, LaPorte, Indiana. And I was like, dude, we got to swing in there.
Did you see anything in there that surprised you, that you thought, that's a little Nashville kind of thing?
A couple things. It has its own thing, for sure.
I feel like it does, like its own vibe.
Yeah, and even just like you can tell like what guitars like they're giving the attention to is like a little bit different.
Yep.
But man, they had a really cool single 018.
Yeah.
Like an old Martin that's like the small like.
I love you gravitate toward the acoustics.
I know.
I love like when you think of like just really special instruments.
First place I go to.
And I immediately go to electrics, which is no
100%.
problem with either.
And dude, I love like old 335s,
and
old Strats and Tellys and stuff like that. But the first place I go is straight to I'm like, where's the old Martins? You got any old J45s? You got like, what's your old acoustic guitar room look like?
Yeah, when you can pick like you can on an acoustic, I can see why you like them.
It's fun, man.
I'm cowboy chords on an acoustic.
Dude, it's fun,
maybe
man.
some bar chords.
It's fun, dude.
But I watched a clip with you earlier today, and you were wearing it out.
Oh,
and you
thanks,
don't have
man.
to. I mean, it was incredible.
But yeah, we did the Carter thing. It was sick.
Yeah, and so there'll be some media coming out on that.
Yeah, if you
soon.
go check out Carter Vintage Guitars on their social media platforms, they'll be releasing, I think, a video maybe next week or something like that.
Okay.
It's on their YouTube channel and stuff too. So
Very cool.
Get in there and check it out.
And then I have another a story that I heard you actually tell on another podcast, but I thought would be outstanding to hear right here for all my guys.
Cool.
The Marcus King, Zach Brown story.
Oh yeah, man.
Tell me how all that shook out.
It was wild. I was this is the life you live, right? It's like
it's the life you live.
It's like the day that I met Kenny Chesney, like hanging out at the coffee machine in UMPG, and we're just talking about his Bronco or something. I was like, that was kind of weird. Or like I'm like hanging out and like Luke Holmes is standing. I mean, you have these moments when you're in Nashville because everyone's doing business there or live there. Yeah. So you kind of get numb to being in that atmosphere all the time. And I'm coming back from Louisville to Nashville. And Zach Brown, I've become buddies with Zach, and he was coming out to this weekly show we do on Monday nights called the Denim Daddies show, which is guitar slinging.
Yes,
it's cool. We don't even really advertise it, but we do it at the local on West End.
Well, somebody better be wearing denim when they walk up in the Denim Daddies show.
Dude.
I know you decked out.
Come
Canadian
on, man. This is just comfy. This is like pajamas, you know.
I love it.
But Zach had been coming out to that show. We became buddies, and he called me. And I was coming back from Louisville and had a custom hat made and was doing some stuff. I'm coming back to Nashville, and I'm like, why is like Zach Brown calling me? Yeah. You know, I'm like, that's cool. I'm like, what's up? He's like, hey, man. He's like, we're in town. We're doing Kenny Chesney, show down at Nissan Stadium. Why don't you come down and hang out with us on the bus or whatever? It's just a bunch of people down here. Like, come hang. And I was like, all right, cool. I was like, let me call my wife and get her situated. And I was like, hey, baby. I was like, Zach Brown called, wants me to come hang out with him at Nissan Stadium. And she's like, cool. So I go to the house, and I like have my buddy we go down there. I get on the bus, and Marcus is hanging out on the bus. Yeah. And so me and Marcus are like talking. I mean, he's the nicest dude on earth.
That's what I've heard.
Like genuinely.
But he also doesn't look. He looks like a rock star.
He's a rock star.
I mean, he is a rock star.
Yeah.
But when you it's. This is no knock against Zach Brown. I don't know Zach Brown.
Yeah.
But I could see somebody around here that might look like that.
Yeah, for sure.
If I saw Marcus King around here, I'm going to know instantly.
That's Marcus King.
That's Marcus King.
Yeah,
dude's got chops, red hair.
Yeah, dude.
Guitar
slinger, right?
Guitar slinger.
I mean, that dude's got it all in the tank.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Vocally.
All of it.
Guitar playing, all of it.
Yeah. And so we're just hanging out. Well, then Zach comes around, and he's like, all right. He's like, I got this idea. He's like, I want you and Marcus to do this guitar battle thing on this Chicago song. And I was like,
a Chicago song of all songs.
And I was like, okay. And I was like,
maybe you could have told me that before I showed up.
Yeah, dude. I didn't even have a guitar. Like Marcus has got his guitar and stuff. And I was like, man, I don't even bring a Telly or a Strat or nothing, And he's like, no, man. He's like, you just play one of my guitars. And I was like, all right, that's cool. So I literally step off the bus, pull up the song, YouTube, to the ear, and I'm like, all right, cool. It's like A minor for days, C major. Like, I got it. I'm like, cool. We can shred on this, whatever. I kind of get it back in my head. And so sure enough, man, like they bring, it's like, the old school, like boxing style, like on this side of the corner, on this. But they like bring Marcus King out from this side of the stage, and they bring me out from this side of the stage, and we shred guitars. And it was so funny, man, because I'm on Zach's rig. And so I'm running through the house. I'm like, got it, in-ear in. And like the front of the house guy, like basically has me. I'm at his mercy.
Yes.
Right, because I'm running
control everything you're doing,
my volume, like everything, and I hate that because I'm like, I want my amp, I want my guitar, and I want to dom it.
Yep.
Well, I look at Marcus like right before we kick off, and he's like, and he like turns around and just dimes his amp, man. And I was like, God, that's exactly what I would have done.
This is going to sound incredible.
Yeah, that's exactly what I would have done if I was in your shoes right now. Yes. And so we shred on guitars, and it was sick, man. I mean, 65,000 people. And
wow.
It was cool.
Is there any video of that anywhere?
I don't even know. I'll have to look. If I can find some, I'll try to send you something.
Yeah, I would love to see
But it was funny because I was getting messages and texts from like buddies of mine who were just attending the show.
Yeah.
And they were like, what are you doing on stage right now?
How did this even happen?
Like they went to Nissan Stadium to watch the show, and like he's bringing Will Jones out like with Marcus King on. They're like, this is like the most Forrest Gump moment I've ever seen in my life. How does this happen, dude? And
well, what a cool moment.
Yeah, and it all happened within like 2 hours.
Yeah.
I was literally just driving home to like eat meatloaf.
Yeah. and hang
Cool
with
as
your
Zach
girls.
to do that, man.
Yeah, it is very cool
Right?
of him to do that.
Yeah, man.
Very cool.
So yeah.
Okay, back to the questions.
Okay.
Do you have a dream classic truck?
Ooh.
Are you living that dream with your OBS right now?
Man, I don't know if I'm living that dream. I
Yeah.
think it's like a journey that you go on.
Yeah.
You know, you get old trucks and you start finding. I do love OBS Fords.
Yeah, me too.
Those 90s Ford trucks, man. I
Yep.
mean, I think a classic, like just a classic late 60s
Yeah.
Chevy. I mean,
Yeah, you love this K20 out
I
here.
love it, man. I think, but dude,
Even
like,
though it's all in pieces.
yeah,
apparently.
GMC. I mean, I think, like, dude, there's just, it's kind of like the perfect trucks, man.
Yeah.
Like the profile of the nose on those trucks, like
Yep.
everything is just right.
I agree.
So I don't know if I try to like dive in on something like that next, if I can find it, something
Yeah.
that's, you know, maybe patinaed up and do that thing, or just whatever the truck calls for
Yeah.
when I come across it.
So you'd
I
say
don't know.
probably 60s, late 60s GM truck.
I think it would be
Yeah,
cool.
that would be the one.
That would probably be the
That's
one
cool.
I would try to find.
I love
yeah.
that. Of course I love that.
Yeah,
That's my favorite.
yeah. I mean, it's just classic, dude. American truck.
All right, so I had to kind of tailor. This is still in the classic truck vein, but I had to kind of tailor this one toward you.
Okay.
If you had to pick a vintage rig to tour in, what would that be?
That's a great question.
So, I mean, you can think, because I thought,
Dude, I think it'd be an old Suburban.
yeah, so something like that, and
Yeah.
then pulling enclosed.
Yeah, dude.
Yes.
I think
yeah.
that would be sick, actually.
Yeah,
I don't know if anybody's doing that, but they should.
That would be cool.
Like an old Suburban.
It sounds like a Miranda Lambert thing. I mean, I know she's got like a huge
Yeah, like
hole.
10 tour buses or something. But it does.
She also has the old Airstream
Dude,
too.
if you had a sick two-tone old school Suburban
yes.
that you could put like decals with your like Will Jones Touring Company, like
Yeah.
we did on these shirts, like on the side of that door,
Yes.
and
then like a vintage.
and then I would match
yes.
the enclosed two-tone to the color of the Suburban.
money.
See you later, bro.
Money.
Catch me on wherever I need to be.
Yes.
in that rig.
And
Be sick.
if you had to do something overnight, which I mean, I guess if you're touring, you're doing something overnight, but you could also think about just pulling an old vintage style
Camper.
camper like a Shasta.
I've
or
told
something
a
larger,
lot of
maybe.
people, like I've talked about this on the road because
Yeah.
all we have is like hours to like talk.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you
But I
spend
was
all
like,
day
why-
hanging.
Yeah,
and then
literally.
everything's at night.
Yeah, hurry up and wait. But I was like, man, why is nobody like carrying, like pulling old school campers? Because you have a
Yeah.
mobile green room.
Yes.
I think about it all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you have a green room set up. You can put your gear in it.
Yep.
And you've got like a cool old camper behind your
And you've got
truck
all
or
your
whatever.
things. Like
Yeah.
you're hanging in your stuff,
Yeah, it's your
not
stuff.
having to go inside the. I mean, you're going to go inside the venue anyway.
Yeah.
But
That's right.
you get
And a lot of times you're at,
familiar
like-
place that you can hang.
Yeah, you're at festivals and it's hot,
Yeah.
or you need a place to escape to. And I'm like,
Yep.
dude, pull your little awning out, bro.
Yes.
Straight up throw Blackstone out.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be cool.
See,
I think that rig
John,
is
you can
cool.
make this happen. We're making this
Yeah,
happen
come on,
right
step
now.
up, John. Come on, make it happen,
We're
dog.
making
I'm
this
relying on you.
happen.
Dude, an old Suburban,
Old Suburban.
two-tone
Yeah.
matched with an old school camper behind it.
That'd be perfect.
I think that should be a tour in itself.
Yeah.
Like
just
make
like
just a tour around that rig.
Yeah. The Suburban and I don't know.
Scout.
Yeah.
What is? I don't even trying to think of.
Yeah. We should come up with some
Yeah,
sort
we
of.
should.
I'm
That'd be
not quick
sick.
enough on my feet to come up with like a
No,
marketing thing.
No.
For
And
that
then
right
just
now,
put
but-
like 12 KCs on it.
Yeah.
You know, however many
Oh.
you fit everywhere.
Yeah. Totally fall guy.
Yeah, yeah,
Fall
yeah.
guy burb.
Correct.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay. What's a bucket list venue for you? And have you already played it or one that that is still on the bucket list?
I think it was the Ryman.
Yeah.
In Nashville. I mean, that's the first venue that I was like emotional seeing for the first time.
Yeah.
The first time I ever went to Nashville when I was like 16, I remember getting out. Back then, you could park on Broadway.
Yeah.
You know,
You
and
can't
just
do that now.
get out of the car and not even pay to park.
Yes.
And but I remember like walking up to the Ryman and like emotionally like struck by seeing it for the first time.
Yeah.
And we went to a show at the Ryman on that first trip. Josh Turner was playing.
How full circle is that?
And the first time I ever debuted the Ryman was with Josh last year.
Dude, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. So that's standing on that stage is
That's a cold, chill,
It's
emotional
everything,
moment
man.
for sure.
everybody stood on that stage.
Wow.
That's it, man. That's
Yeah.
the mother church. It is it.
Yeah, you have a specific entrance. You have a
Yes.
specific green room.
That's
you
right.
have where you're
Top
standing
notch.
in the circle, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I mean, and it is like the best sound, the best crew.
Yeah.
It is the most. It wins like venue of the year all the time.
Yeah,
because
how
of
could
that.
it not?
It's
Right.
perfect.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
That's incredible. Is there another venue that you've played that you just love, like somewhere else?
Dude, we played the Caverns in Pelham,
Oh
Tennessee.
yeah, yes. We see we actually see the billboard. For
Yeah,
it.
yeah, man. And that was sick.
Yeah, I bet it was.
That was incredible. Like you're literally playing in a cave.
Yeah.
But
Did you feel any claustrophobic type thing? Or?
No. It's comfortable. I mean, there's a big entrance to it and stuff. But I mean, you go down in like you're in a cave, man.
Yeah, like temperature changes.
Oh yeah, it's cool. But dude, you're just straight up playing a show in a cave.
Yeah,
it was awesome, dude.
That's
I would tell everyone to like go see a show there.
Yeah, we need to. We talked about it.
It's totally worth it.
Yeah, and her former boss used to do that.
Yeah,
it's
a killer venue.
In fact, he would have loved this conversation. He has since passed, but he would love this conversation. Yeah. He was big into bluegrass stuff for sure. Okay, let's see. Next one here. Oh, what's a dream artist or writer that you'd like to write or perform with that you haven't yet?
Man, that's a great question.
I know it puts you on the spot, but I'm curious.
Man, I'm such a B-side.
Yeah.
You're talking about that. I'm such a B-side
deep
nerd
cut.
guy. I get like excited about people like Daryl Scott and people like that. I mean, I would love to tour with like Dierks Bentley.
Yes.
That
would be a great. I could see that.
Yeah,
y'all
would love
would really fit.
I would love to tour like Eric Church.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep. The Chief.
Yeah, I mean, there's some guys like that really like. We all shared love for different kinds of music, from like Little Feat to Dierks and Love and Bluegrass to like all the things that I love.
I saw a thing that, and I've respected Eric Church for a long time. Of course, my respect for him doesn't matter. I'm just saying, like, he's just someone that he carved his own path, did his own thing, still does his own thing.
100%.
I know somebody who works for him. Shout out Sambo. But he treats his crew very well. Like this guy Sambo's worked for him for a decade or more.
Yep.
But I saw a thing with Anderson Cooper. He has this podcast on the CNN YouTube channel that's about grief. And Eric Church has lost his brother, I believe.
Yeah.
And he was in Vegas when the shooting happened.
Yeah.
He was on stage 2 nights.
Buddies there, man. They told me about it.
Yeah, on stage 2 nights before. I think Aldine was actually on stage when it happened. But so he went on this podcast with Anderson Cooper to talk about grief.
No kidding.
And you think about the Chief doing that, like this persona that he has, curated for himself. And man, it made me like, I was tearing up for sure. Dude. But it made me just have so much more like love and respect and admiration for him.
100%.
He's a real dude.
And I think just like as someone who's in the industry, I think what we're creating and carving is very much like our own lane.
Yes.
And especially when y'all hear this new music, like it's different, man. I mean, it's in there, but it's like it's its own thing, man. So
You're excited about it?
I'm super pumped about it. Yeah. But I have a lot of respect for people who have like done that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Toby Keith did that.
Yes, he did.
Eric Church has done that. I mean, there's been a lot of guys like Haggard. I mean, that's my number one of all time, dude.
Yeah.
Like Merle Haggard didn't.
And a Telly man.
Yeah, dude. And that guy, I mean, he didn't wait on nobody.
Yeah.
He wasn't waiting on permission to do something.
Yeah.
That dude was writing great songs and being an artist,
Well, speaking of music and new music, where can people go hear?
Everywhere they listen to music. I mean, Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal. I can't remember the whole list. It's all of them.
Yeah.
YouTube music. You can check out my website, like willjonescountry.com. Or Will Jones Official on all the socials and stuff. So we always got links pointing everybody to it. But we just cut this new stuff last week. We got a single coming out. My next single, April 17th. April the 17th. It's a song called Storm Before the Calm.
We got to get this out before then, or right about then.
Yeah.
Because it's maybe a couple of weeks before it comes out.
No, it's fine.
We'll get it out by then.
But it's got a huge like guitar slinging, electric guitar riff, twin, me and Rob McNelly on it. Cool. And it's going to be awesome. So I'm stoked.
Yeah. And you're going to play a song for us to end out the show here today, right?
Yeah, I think we will.
Is this new music? Is this something
I don't know. We'll decide
I want you
in the
to play
next
whatever you
minute
want.
or so.
Yeah.
Which one we want to do.
Okay, well, we're going to reset.
Folks. Yeah, let's do it.
And then we're gonna put a guitar in your hands.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, man.
Yeah.
This episode of the Keeping It Classic podcast is brought to you by Tinworks Suspension, where you can get your GM truck suspension components made in America by GM truck enthusiasts for GM trucks. Head over to twsuspension.com to get your parts today. And by Custom Coaters ATL, your Metro Atlanta source for powder coating, ceramic, media blast. Head over to customcoatersatl.com and get all your coating needs at Custom Coaters ATL. We got a brand new one from Will Jones. What is this? What is this called?
It's a song called Dead Man.
Dead Man.
Yeah,
I love it.
Man. It's a brand new song. We just cut it. Yeah, I haven't really done it out much at all.
You're going to do it right here.
I'm going to do it right here.
Cramp
United
little
by
spot.
Trucks,
That's
dude.
right. That's
yeah,
right.
Why not?
Before you do that, what guitar are you playing?
This has been one of my road horses, man. This is just a newer Martin D18 Sunburst guitar.
Beautiful guitar.
Yeah, just bare bones workhorse.
Yeah,
just mahogany.
And that's what you play mostly live?
Man, that's what I've been playing a lot live. You know,
Yeah.
I keep my old guitars at the house a lot of times, and I'll drag this around and beat it up, and yeah, it's been good. It's been good for me. Yeah. All right, let's sing y'all a new song. 2, 3, 4. Doors swing open and here she comes, hotter than a neon light. Lone Star looking like a loaded gun, gonna make somebody's day tonight. She's wanted, she's dangerous, like an outlaw on the run. One look and I'm helpless, get the shovel out, I'm done. Go ahead and dig my grave, go ahead and carve my stone. Her eyes are taking aim, and I ain't afraid to go. Trouble's on the way, baby, hot damn. Wild West woman with a fast hand, drop the hammer on me where I stand. If looks could kill, baby, I'm a dead man. 357 in 501s, heartbreaker putting on a show. No doubt about it, my time is up, 'cause she can't miss and I can't say no. So go ahead and dig my grave, go ahead and carve my stone. Her eyes are taking aim, and I ain't afraid to go. Trouble's on the way, baby, hot damn. Wild West woman with a fast hand, drop the hammer on me where I stand. If looks could kill, baby, I'm a dead man. I'm a dead, dead man. She's wanted, she's dangerous, like an outlaw on the run. One look and I'm helpless, but only the good die young. Go ahead and dig my grave, go ahead and carve my stone. Her eyes are taking aim, and I ain't afraid to go. Trouble's on the way, baby, hot damn. Wild West woman with a fast hand, drop the hammer on me where I stand. If looks could kill, baby, I'm a dead man. I'm a dead, dead man. Yeah.
Man.
Dead man.
Dead man.
Brand new song.
About knocked me in the floor right there with that one.
Thanks, dog.
You, man.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Thank you for coming down.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you having me. Like I said, I've been a fan a long time, so
Thanks, man.
I was super glad to be able to get down.
I'm a super fan now.
No.
Dude, that song's on a different planet.
Oh, thanks, man.
I love it.